Have identified the man killed in a southeast South Dakota crash earlier this week. 30-year-old Andrew Kodelik of Yankton died in a two-vehicle crash that happened 7 miles west of Yankton. According to his obituary, he was a correctional officer at the Mike Durfee State Prison in Springfield. Authorities say Kodelik was driving westbound on Highway 50 when his vehicle struck a dead deer on the road. He lost control and crossed the center line and collided with the vehicle driven by Douglas Zimmerman of Tabor. Zimmerman suffered life-threatening injuries. Both men were wearing their seatbelt.